morning or good afternoon or good evening, depending on when you are watching this workout. Thank you guys so much for joining. Coach Sonya here, and we're going to do our mobility workout. For today's workout, you're going to need a couple of things. One thing for sure is some type of like a pillow or something that you can like rest your head on. That'll keep your spine neutral. So it could be a yoga block, it could be a rolled up sweater, it could be whatever you got laying around. It's going to help, again, just keeping that neck aligned. And then you're also going to need, if you have, again, something that you can rest your leg. The movement that we're going to be doing here is going to be where you're essentially just going to keep the hip aligned here. So something that you can put in between your leg. I have a foam roller. You could use a yoga block. You could use a pillow. You could use just something, again, just to make sure that this knee is in line with your hip. So feel free to grab that, pause the video, grab that if you can, and then come back with it, okay? So for mobility, we're gonna do 30 seconds intervals for each of these movements, and we're just focusing on range of motion here. I'm gonna turn this slightly because that's kind of throwing me off. I'm gonna like diagonal there. All right, perfect. So again, just working on range of motion, making sure that the muscles feel good in your body. This is a slower paced workout, so we're not doing this in terms of how many reps we can do in the full 30 seconds. It's just really just focusing on quality movement, really working on opening up your hips, working your joints as much as possible, okay? So let's take this, we'll start seated first. I got my time right here, I'm gonna pull this in front. And we're gonna focus on some neck stretches first, so you'll be sitting here. And then we're just gonna drop the right ear to the right shoulder. And then we'll just breathe here. You should feel that stress on that left side of your neck. And if it feels good, you can take that left hand, pull it over, and then get a little chicken wing here as well, and get that neck stretch. And keep this one neutral for a couple seconds here. And then we're gonna go ahead and start to drop the chin towards your chest. Still keeping that right ear towards your right shoulder. And then we're going to move with this dynamically, looking up to the ceiling and then right back down to your chest. You should feel that all along that left side of your neck. All right, let's go ahead and release. We're going to switch it to the other side. So we're just going to drop the left ear to the left shoulder. We'll hold it here, really start to release all in that right side of the neck. And then we're gonna grab that right hand, pull it over. We've got our left hand chicken wing. We're gonna hook onto the right wrist. And then slowly start to turn the chin towards your chest and then upward towards that ceiling. Really working out that neck here. Might feel a little stretch in that right shoulder as well. Perfect. Let's go ahead and release the neck. You can roll it out, shake it out, whatever you need to do. Let's move down to our shoulders. So you'll need that cushion or whatever you're using to support your head, as well as to support your knee. So you're gonna be lying on your side. I'm gonna do, starting on my right side first. So my left leg is gonna just hug on top of the foam roller. So again, this part is supported, and then my head is going to be supported as well. And from here, we're gonna make some big circles around our head. So you're gonna start with your right arm fully straight. Left arm is going to be on top of it, and from here, we're just going to windmill all the way above our head, coming back around, and then rotating it, coming all the way back around. So you want to focus on that range of motion, coming all the way up. Try to keep your biceps by your ear as much as you can, and then when you open up, whatever that range of motion is going to allow is what we're going to do here, okay? So big circular motions, let gravity work in the favor, especially in this position here as you come back around. Try not to force anything too uncomfortable here. You might hear some snap, crackle, pops in your shoulder, whatever it may be. Totally fine. We're just really working on opening up the shoulders here. Perfect. Let's flip on over to the other side. Grab this here, so I don't have to face the back of my head. All right, so same thing here. We're gonna rest that right leg on top. Left arm's gonna be fully straight this time, and then stacking that right arm on top. We're just gonna go up and around. You might notice one side has a little bit better range of motion compared to the other. That's totally fine. But we want to try to keep that bicep close to our ear the whole entire time, as much as possible, whatever your body will allow. Big sweep up above the head, coming back around. Last 5 seconds here. Perfect. We're gonna come on up from that. We're gonna flip you over onto your stomach. You're still gonna use that pillow to support it, but it's gonna be more so your forehead on the pillow, so at least you've got some space to breathe here. Arms are gonna be completely straight by your side, and then we're gonna focus on retracting our shoulder blades. So really focus on pinching in between your shoulder blades as you pull your rhomboids together. All right, so here we go. Arms fully extended, try to keep that neutral neck. And then we're just gonna pull our shoulder blades up and back, and then right back down. So again, focus on that squeeze. Should be a nice little contraction here. We're gonna do arms completely straight. We've done this movement before with our ITWs, but this one we're gonna really just focus on moving in the shoulder blades. Last 2, 1, beautiful. Let's come on up here. We're gonna release, sitting in child's pose, so hips back. We're gonna crawl our fingertips out as wide as possible, as far as possible. Bring your chest towards the ground. Deep breaths here, into your nose, out through your mouth. Perfect, let's come on up. We're gonna switch it. Now I'm gonna go long ways with this mat. And we're gonna go super wide with our arms. We're gonna stretch out the front part of our shoulders. And a nice little release here. So arms out wide. We're gonna keep one side straight as we drop the shoulder down to the ground. We're gonna bend the opposite arm. We'll come back up and then alternate that side. So we're just alternating that interior delt stretch in the pec as well. The arm that is coming down towards the ground is straight while we bend the opposite arm. Breath to movement. Inhale, come up. Exhale, drop that shoulder down. Last 10 seconds here. Perfect. So let's go ahead and sit on our butt. We're gonna hit some windshield wipers here. So we're gonna drop, feet are bent, knees are up towards the ceiling, feet are gonna be slightly wider than your hips. And we're just gonna windshield wipe our hips or our knees towards the ground. And then we're gonna fall forward as well to get a nice stretch here in that glute. And then we're gonna come back up into that seated position, alternate to the other side, fall forward, get a nice stretch here. We'll be here for a full minute, so take your time with this one. Need a nice little stretch. You can hold it as long as you'd like before we come back up, and then alternate. And if you're able to keep your hands off the ground when you're switching sides, otherwise you can keep your hands behind you and then switch it on to the other side for that support if you need it. Even it out, we'll do one more on each side. Perfect. From there, let's go into a deep lunge. We're gonna hit that right foot forward first. Left knee is gonna be on the ground. And from here, we're going to drop that right elbow towards the ground, whatever feels good for your body, and then open up towards that ceiling. So inhale, drop the elbow down, exhale, open up. So we're doing a nice stretch here in that right hamstring, opening up the hips. Lower back is getting some work as well. Breath to movement. Inhale down, exhale, open up. Beautiful. Let's take this now. We're going to switch it. Shift the hips back. Straighten out that right leg. Get a nice little hamstring stretch. And we're going to take this breath to movement. So we're going to inhale forward. Get that stretch. Think proud chest here. And then exhale. Sink the hips back. Straighten out that front leg. Get a nice little hamstring stretch. Feel free to sit in any of these positions as long as it needs to. Whatever feels good for you here. Beautiful. We're going to switch that out. Taking that right foot behind you at a diagonal here. So your body's going to go, your right leg's going to go behind diagonally. And we're going to sink the hips back. So you should feel a nice stretch in the right obliques. So you'll fall forward and then sink your hips back for that side body stretch here. Breath to movement, inhale forward, exhale, sink it back. All right, we're gonna switch out our legs now. So that left foot is gonna go forward. And then we're gonna drop that left elbow towards the ground. So inhale down, exhale, open up towards the ceiling. All right, we're gonna shift the hips back. So straighten out that left leg, get a nice little hamstring stretch here. Inhale forward, exhale, sink it back. Nice little hamstring opener here, especially hamstrings are quite the tight muscle. All right, let's take that left foot behind us diagonally. We're gonna get that side body stretch next. So sink the hips back, inhale forward, exhale, sink the hips back. All along that left side here, you should feel that stretch. Perfect. From there, let's flip on over to our back. I'm gonna have you go into a figure four. So left foot is gonna be on the ground, right leg is gonna be on top of that left quad. And then we're gonna push our knee away from us here. So we're getting a nice little stretch all along here in that hip flexor area, a little bit in the glutes too. And you're gonna focus on pushing your knee away from your body. This is more of a static stretch here, but we are going to take some movement with this. And this one, we're going to take our right foot and it's going to fall towards our left side. And then we're going to rock back and forth. So your arms can be out to a T to support you if you need to. And then we're going to drop that right foot towards the left. So you get a nice little T spine twist. And then come back up with it as well. So this is going to get a greater stretch in that hip area, that hip flexor area. Still focus on pushing your right knee away from your body. Your foot should be flexed, so you're leading with the heel here. All right, we're gonna come back up to neutral position. From here, we're gonna take our hands behind our left leg. We're gonna pull that left knee into our face, still keeping that right foot bent in that flexed position. Now you should feel that stretch in the right glute. And then feel free to extend that left leg towards the ceiling, bending at the knee, coming back down. And a nice release here in the right glute. Right, let's drop that left knee towards the ground, or left foot, sorry. And then we're gonna switch out our legs. So our right foot is gonna be planted. We're gonna take that left leg on top of the right leg. And this is gonna be that static hold. So you just focus on pushing the left knee away from your body. Getting a nice little stretch here. We're gonna take this dynamically, so that left foot is gonna go towards your right ear, arms out to a T to stabilize yourself here, and then let's drop that left foot towards the right. Still focus on pushing your knee away from you. You get a greater stretch in that left hip here. All right, let's bring it back central. And then we're gonna hook behind that right hamstring, still pushing that left knee away. Getting a greater stretch in that left glute. We're gonna extend that right knee, foot towards the ceiling, and then come right back down. Last few breaths here. All right, both feet on the ground here. We're gonna finish off with that lower back release. We're gonna extend that left leg long. We're gonna hug that right knee in towards our armpit here. Let's roll out that ankle clockwise, counterclockwise. Working on some ankle mobility here. Nice range of motion, making the biggest circles possible. Be a big inhale here. We're gonna exhale, turn that right knee towards our left. Our right arm is gonna come out to a T, and if it feels good for you, you can turn your head towards the right. And then we're gonna let gravity work in our favor here, and just breathe. Seeing if you can get that right knee closer to the ground with every exhale. Making sure you're listening to your body here and seeing what feels good for you. All right, let's come up out of that. We're gonna switch sides. So right leg is gonna go long. We're gonna hug that left knee in towards our armpit, and we're gonna roll out the ankles here. We got clockwise, counterclockwise, big circles. The ankles are something that is often neglected. All right, let's take a big inhale here. Exhale, we're gonna take that left knee, cross our body towards the right, left arm out to a T, and breathe. Right, let's come up out of that. We're gonna finish off with good old happy baby just for our hamstrings here, but we're gonna take it dynamically. So we're gonna hug in the outskirts of our feet here. With our knees bent, I'm gonna have you alternate. We're gonna straighten out one leg while we bend the other leg and then just switch out side to side, really getting that hamstring stretch. Again, doing what feels good in your body here. Trying to pull your leg a little bit closer towards your chest to get a greater stretch of the hamstring. We're gonna rock dynamically or static with it now, so just hold on to that happy baby stretch. You can focus on swaying side to side, getting a nice little massage in our lower back here. Focus on breathing through this. All right, let's hug the knees in. Give me a nice little rock up and down that spine, up until you're in that seated position. Beautiful. All right. Thank you guys so much for joining me in this mobility class. I hope your body feels nice and relaxed, whether it's in the morning or in the evening. If you're starting your day or finishing up and winding up your day, giving your body that 20-25 minutes of just some soft, gentle movement is always a good thing. So thank you always, as always, for showing up and moving your body with me. Tune in next week for a full body circuit. It'll be a little bit more high pace, high intensity. But until then, take care, guys.